Get your vitamin D right here with me and get excited about your life.
Faith can move mountains. All you have to have is faith the size of a mustard seed. And truly, I tell you, nothing will be impossible for you. Do you hear me? All you got to have is a little bit of faith. Do you know how small a mustard seed is? Like you could almost barely pick it up with the pinch of your fingers. And it's just that one drop that can ignite us to live our best lives, because it's something that we believe in. It's something that gives us a drive. It's something that matters to us. And when you think about it, we're spiritual beings having a human experience, right? We're this energy form coming down in this physical form, in this matter. So why not make this time matter? And it can matter by going after something that drives you, that forces you to have faith, that forces you to believe in something that only an inkling of it you can grab to, but that's how all in you gotta be. That's how all in you gotta be with God if you think about it. We have this idea that we've heard about him, and so many books have been written in references for eons and eons, creating things that are beyond magical. And those that believe is because they know when they know by experience, right? Right? And we have it now in lives where people are going after their dreams and they tell you in these circumstances, and we look at it as amazing. All they had was a little bit of faith. So if your faith can move mountains, do you understand that your doubt can create them? Come on. If we're here to live life on purpose and for a purpose, why would we create obstacles in our way? If we are designed to live our best lives in abundance, why would we want anything blocking our view? But here's the thing. Remember, there's a blessing in every lesson, because when you get on top of that mountain, oh my, the view. But we're talking about moving them, right? Not creating them. So why are you doubting yourself? You know, if this idea came to you, and we think about it when we're children, and we hear it in the scripture, it says, have that of a mind of a child, right? If it was given to us as a child, freely, where we would have put on a blanket tied around our necks, been Superman, or having a tea party with the kings and queens of Zamunda. That was the reality. With that dollhouse, with that little motorized car, with that, what do I have? Play school. Remember that car with the yellow top and it had the red body and you used your feet? I called it like the Flintstone car. But a car like that, and it was her automobile. So what happened to dreaming? All it takes is that little bit to do something that is impossible and making it possible. So why are you letting doubt get in the way? Remember, faith can move the mountains. And you have to have faith in the things that matter. We're not going to be here forever. And looking at everything that's happening with COVID-19 is just charged to make you think a little bit more. Go after it. Stop doubting yourself. That's just another mountain. If it came to you, why not execute it? It will find its way to get through, because you're being obedient to what's true to you. And what's true to you, it comes to you. Whether it's something that you have to curate and form or just something that excites you, it's your thing. Sometimes it can be either the key to open the door or the very pathway to get through the door. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I think about myself. My purpose has always been to inspire. When I was in 8th grade, my teacher, Miss Carmel, rest in peace, she introduced me to this quote, I make myself what I am. And I've always taken pride in speech and speaking and talking. And I've always just been destined to say, I'm going to make myself what I am, no matter what it is going to be. I'm going to have the faith that Dawn Dai can make herself who she stands to be. Okay? Now, it wasn't until I got to high school that I think it was curating the way like, okay, Dawn, you can get paid to speak. And we got to do this. Because I love the art of performing. I've been doing that since I was 2.5 at 𝘸𝘪𝘵. So the whole performing aspect, and when you see me doing the improv and with Cosmic Forest Comedy and studying at the Groundlings, all that was curated as a child. But I look at how I'm sitting right now, so I'm going to say sit with you, because, you know, we get together kicking it. As I sit with you and exposing my vitamin D, my light, right? My gift to shed light to others, I wouldn't have gotten here if I hadn't taken something I was good at, and that's getting information and making it juicy, making it resonate, knowing what's trending, knowing how to produce, knowing how to get content. And it took me curating that digital content that got me an opportunity to have a platform such as this, to be on several podcast platforms with my Vitamin D podcast. Did you hear me? So when I talk about having faith, you got to have something that you believe in. Because when Vitamin D first started, I was in New York with my Samsung USB microphone. It's this little microphone. It has like 3 legs. You plugged in the computer with my comforter. My mentor, 𝘝𝘪𝘵 gave me that. And I would be sweating because I couldn't cut the air on because we had the window air conditioners. And as you know, New York can get hot, but I had to soundproof. And here I am in Los Angeles, California. I still not just yet have my own, studio booth, but I got a reputable microphone. I got my Rodecaster Pro. My podcasts are on several podcast platforms. Stop playing with me. So I say all that to say that either it can be the key or the door for my digital content and that expertise. That was the key to walk through this door, to have my podcast here, to put me in connection, because I had to use what I was good at, that exercised my gift to shine. Okay? So I just say for you, don't doubt yourself. Everything that you're good at, use it as a seed and plant them and water them and see where they grow. Because whether I'm on stage doing some improv or you hear my voice on a commercial, or I'm on my next film, my talk show. Ha! That made me tingle. That's another thing. That's how you know when something is for you, when it makes you tingle inside. That literally just jolted. Amen. I receive it. Oh, amen. Oh, Igbo Shandala. Ah. Let me just feel it. It's coming. It's coming. You hear me? It's coming. Oh my God, my show is coming. And I can feel it. I know. Always end up crying. But when I tell you, when you can feel your dreams like that, it's just like having a love over yourself and God just holding on. What? And the God in you, your energy, your vibe. Remember, I said it was a feeling that stirred up. I'm not even on my yacht yet, in my booth in my yacht. I'm in my living room in my Los Angeles apartment. Okay? But I can feel it that strong. I can feel it. That's why you gotta have faith. Because if I didn't have faith, probably I would have been discouraged a long time ago. Whether I was sweating under my microphone, stuttering, having to reread it over and over again, criticizing myself because I didn't sound how I thought I was supposed to sound. Or, perhaps when I would be so tired and getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning because I had to be able to get to work. I could have been discouraged. Not having a car, being embarrassed, having to take this bus downtown to go to my program when I was in high school. It was called SCOOP, the Public Benefit Corporation. That's what taught me about producing. That's when I noticed or knew that I had a voice and people want to hear it. Crystal Stokes, rest in peace. She was a student there 2 years older than me. And she wanted me to voice a project for her on mental health disorders. And I did. And then next thing I know, everybody else was asking me to voice theirs. And I said, wait a minute, do I have something? So shout out to Letitia McCree, Miss McCree, excuse me. Shout out to Miss McCree. Shout out to Miss Maureen McCarthy, Randall, Mr. Walter, and everybody over there. So that's when I knew. But I'm saying I could have stopped a long time ago because just looking at the years of how, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't right. I didn't know where to go. I had to take a chance. I could have stopped when Vitamin D curated his name. I was sitting in a circle with Glory and Danielle. And we were determined. Every time that I was working at Music Choice, so we had these VHS cassette tapes that we had to watch the video, the preview. I had to rate them. And I said, I always had this dream that I was going to inspire people. So how could I do it where I was? And voiceovers were always part of the vision. So how I was depositing into my life bank account, which is one of the principles that we talk about with Vitamin D, is I had to create a weekly newsletter. So I used to email it to just the people, just Danielle and Glory. Then it became to my friends. Then I was like, boom, I'm doing all of Music Choice. Then I was like, boom, I'm doing everybody I know. And then I was like, oh, let me add the voice component because people want to hear. So I started including the SoundCloud. Then it took one person. And my goodness, shame on me. I'm a grab her name when it comes to my head, but she saw me having the vision. You see, faith without works is dead because you got to already operate in it. See, you got to already sow your seeds, everything that you have, right? Because then you start to water them with your sweat equity and then your tears of the triumph. And then also people start watering for you because they say, oh, something's growing here. Oh, wait a minute. Faith the size of a mustard seed. You got to have faith because that's the seed and that's what you're going to use to water it to make it grow. See, the seed are the dreams and the faith is the water. What? And they say, well, the water, that's what life is. See, that's where people want to invest in you and they want to water on you. See, that's why you got to already do the work because you are the seed. And if you aren't willing to go deep, if you aren't willing to tap in, oh my gosh, then what am I going to water? You can't skip the grind. You can't. And you'll learn on the way of the tips and tricks to get around. See, I went everywhere because, like I told you, Vitamin D, it's like I'm unraveling and it's how I'm thinking. So I'm hope you check in with me. Welcome to the Mind of Dawn Dai. Hey. But it took that for people to want to water on me and say, hey, this email marketing service. And then because I was doing this, I began to get exposed and people like my mentor, Skip Diller, got me the mic. And then I began to get my own mic. I began to figure it out. But it took that little Dawn that used to watch her mother reading in the library, reading the books, looking at her. She would go through all these characters. And the little boy said, how did one go there? And I would be like, why is she so dramatic? Thank you, Mommy. Rest in peace. Here's another thing. I'm just realizing myself how many times I've had to say rest in peace in this conversation. Life is short. I did start off by saying how we hear about a finite amount of time, but life is short. You better live. And you can sit here all day having all this doubt, creating these mountains of why you can't do something. Meanwhile, deep down inside, you're yearning and you're burning to make something happen. All it takes is a little seed. A mustard seed, just so that you can understand how small it is. Just a tiny inkling of belief. Think of it like a star in the sky, in the galaxy. How far away? It's just this little tiny light. That mustard seed is like the light inside of you. If you go deep, deep, deep down enough with your seed, and you water it and do the work, imagine how you're going to shine and how you're going to grow. And guess what? That little bit of seed can move mountains. You hear what I'm saying? That little bit of seed can move a mountain. Meanwhile, if you're forgetting who you are, how amazing you are, how complex, how the fact that you only use a peanut size of your brain, and we talk about people being geniuses out here. Dog, could you imagine if we were using our entire brain? Anyway, another episode. But the fact that that little seed could light up your life, that could light up so many people. We see it when people go after their dreams. When we see the people like the Queen Latifahs, she's going to be on the podcast. Oh, that's a whole other episode. I touched on it a little bit before when I talked about my dream and speaking things into existence with CJ Gross episode, The Greater Division. But I say all that to say, like the Oprah Winfrey's, like the Steve Harveys, like the Beyoncés, like the Jay-Z's, like the Madam C.J. Walkers, like the India Aries, like the You Like Me. We have the ability to light up the world. And I think these messages, they come in so many different ways, whether we're saying, this little light of mine. I've been singing that a lot. I'm going to let it shine on the past few episodes for a reason. Because it's just that little bit. And you know, with that little bit of seed, just so that you can comprehend how the magnitude of that little bit of seed inside of you that can light up the world, right? It can move mountains, just so you can imagine how huge a mountain is. So whatever obstacle you think is in your way, that little bit of seed that it's smaller than your fingertip can move what you think is ginormous, bigger than your home, some people's mansions, bigger than as far as your eye could see. That faith can move that. That's what that means. So whatever it is that you're going after, you cannot lose your faith. You understand me? Because your faith can move mountains. Your faith can move mountains. Truly, I tell you. It's in Matthew 17:20. I'm telling you, I believe in you. And I want you to believe in you too. Especially while we're here. Let's make it matter. Hey, that was I enjoyed that. That was dope, right? I'm enjoying this. It's interesting. You know, we plan things out of how we think our dreams are going to manifest, what it looks like, how this perfect condition, how it's supposed to be. And when we just realize how present, just being in the here and now, which again, the groundlings have taught me that. And you're going to hear me talk about it a lot because it's so transformational in my life. And as I see my dreams unfold, these are all the components that are helping my dreams come true. You understand me? That's how I can sit here in the now and talk to you as if you're right here sitting next to me. Because low-key, you really are. But it taught me that. And I got a long ways to go, but I'm excited about this journey. I'm just so excited because when I see little Dawn and I'd be at the fair, I was always this kid that would put up this peace sign and I would cross my eyes and duck my lips out. And I would go to all the Nickelodeon shows, try to get slimed, go into the booth, reenact a Michael McDonald and recite a Miss Swan. Oh, man. It's weird to know that I'm walking in and it's helping me in so many ways. It's helping me remember like a child to just play, to get out of my head, to stop judging myself. And like I said, I got a ways to go, but I got to stay with that faith of staying true, doing Dawn, making it do what it do. So remember, your faith can move mountains. So whatever it is, sow that seed. You deserve it. Can you imagine the fruit that you're going to bear? Can you imagine what it's going to be like living out your wildest dreams where life feels good? It doesn't necessarily mean that everything is always going to, quote unquote, feel good. But you know that it's all good because you're learning, you're growing, you're shaping, you're learning how to value. You know you deserve to enjoy this ride called life. You only get one shot at it. Just one. And that's a fact. Remember, your faith can move mountains and your doubt can create them. I want that for you. I want that for me. Because, we're all happy. Like, it's just abundance. And it's just overflow. And it feels good to feel good. Meanwhile, I also want Mae Martin on here. She has a show called Feel Good. It was good. Reached out. They declined. I celebrated because, hey, you got to celebrate every victory. And the victory is that was my first rejection to be on my podcast. Yes. I'm going to fail my way towards success. And I'm claiming I'm going to get her. There's a lot to be learned. I saw the picture. I don't know one of the producers. I don't have my phone on me right now. But African-American woman, I see Eve is doing something on. It's on a Netflix show. It's a UK show. It's based in the UK, but it's phenomenal. They had the Detroit jersey on there. And like, that spoke to me. I'm from Detroit. In the year I was born, 86. What up, though? Mae Martin, come on. Come on, I want to talk to you about this. It was beautiful. You see how I'm going everywhere, but in my faith, all of this is going to happen. So I want it to happen for you. I want you to see me. I want to come across your article. I want to walk into your store. I want to use your product. I want to say because of you, I feel good. Because it's something that you created, I feel good. And you tell me about it. Because when you didn't have it, you had that faith. And I want you to tell me what that faith did for you. Because it's yours for the asking. That's the Clark sisters. I'm going to get them as well on here. They're from Detroit. There's so many people. I'm excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm excited for you. So what's your thing, huh? What is it? Write it down. Habakkuk 2:2. Write the vision and make it plain. There's something about knowing what's on the inside, that spiritual part, right? And making it matter, putting it in the physical form, because that's what we're doing, right? We're making it matter. We're in essence, we're matter, right? And make it matter so you can see it and then look at it because it's inside of you and you can see it as well. And I think that's also one of the things that's so important about having the vision board is the spirit and the physical having the communication. Okay. And we got to say it so we can hear it. That's part of the physical form. All of this is about sowing the seed, manifesting, affirmations. Meditation is all about going in, digging deep. Whoa! Ananda Lewis, we talked about that. She was like, Dawn, you done dug in me. I posted the clip on my Instagram page. You can check it out at Dawn Dai Speaks. So, yeah, You can sit on the sidelines and judge the game, or you can be part of this game called life. Excellent book. Florence Scovel Shinn, a dear friend of mine, just to let you know how powerful it is, Chris Massey. I told him about this book probably 10 years now, and he still thanks me for it. And I just know that that's one of the greatest gifts. You know, it's the one that keeps on giving. You know, and he has a show called the Chris Massey Podcast. So shout out to him. Can't wait to get on there and do something with you, brother. But anyway, back to you. Faith, have it. Sow your seed. Man, you got greatness inside of you. That's why they always saying you got greatness inside of you. Tap into the potential. Tap, tap, tap in. Shouty, shouty, tap in. Your faith can move mountains and your doubt can create them. I don't know about you, but I'm trying to enjoy my view. Hey, now listen, you know, we coming every Monday with more inspirational conversations and insights on this Vitamin D podcast, consistently and continually to unfold like a lotus flower bomb. Oh, you know, clearly I think I'm into poetry, but anyway, stay and continue this journey with me, with us, because it's going to be magical. My dream, I'm going to be bigger than Oprah. And I said it. And it's scary that I can say something like that, but I'm going to say it because it's going to happen. And you're going to say, this crazy girl from Detroit said this, and it happened. Because Dawn Dai is about living her life on purpose and for a purpose. And I can't forget that little girl, that little Dawn that had dreams of being a star. I'm about to shine, and I want you to shine with me, okay? So if you love this episode of Vitamin D and you want some more Vitamin D in your life, make sure you follow me at Dawn Dai Speaks on Instagram and Twitter. Now I want to hear from you. And together we can make it do what it do. All right? And until next time, always remember, you are your greatest asset.